I didn't realize that someone forgot.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not really that worried. I
No.
hit the go live button. We're live. Hi,
Oh.
guys.
Oh.
This is a
Okay.
Hello.
supplementary thing. We
Oh.
supplementaried.
Okay. Because like I came in on a very weird conversation, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yep.
I was like, I already look like a pirate Smee, so why not?
I like your pirate look, man. Pirate looks good.
Yeah, I even have my B Shrek shirt that said bat shit right on it.
Right? There you go. You're crazy.
Yeah, I just needed the stripes, the blue and white stripes with Smee, and I think I got the look.
Yep. Speaking of modern medicine, I have to take my pills still.
I'm
So
still on ancient medicine with my pills, so I'm good.
that's cool.
Oh, that reminds me, I can eat. Yes.
You can't eat. So, okay, I had already kind of gone in and previously talked about what I had done this week.
Oh,
And what I had done this week was that I actually wrote like an 8-page short script for a Bellatrix Rising extra story. And I'm going to try to write that one up. I've been looking at, well, okay, so I know that Raph kind of knows this a little bit, and I don't know if. Good morning, Donald. Donald's here. That's good.
Hello.
But I know
Hello.
Raph knows that I have been chasing after these 8-page with no dialogue comics for a long time. That's like my goal du jour, if you will. I a lot of people write these comics, and they're 8 pages or whatever, but they'll do it without a dialogue bubble at all in the entire comic, and I love those so much, and I want to try to do that. You know, can I, with just the pictures, express the whole story? Can I do that? So that's what I'm attempting to do at this point in time, is give that a shot. So
What do you need help with it with?
I have part of the problem is that I get writing with a script and I can't see the visuals as well. I don't know. Or I overcomplicate it, or I think really what it is that I overcomplicate it.
Okay.
You know, I sit there and say,
Can I actually help you on this one?
Maybe.
I think I can.
You might be able to.
My first comic was an 8-pager. No, actually 20-pager. In reality, of what you just said.
Yes. Yeah, I think
one of my first comics.
My biggest problem has always been I'm too complicated. Like, you know, I'll get into the story and I realize no matter what, I'm going to have to tell people that this is, you know, Snurgleblatt Prime or whatever.
Okay.
And I feel like I always get stuck in a position where I have to explain something or say something.
Okay.
But this last little short script, I didn't have to say anything. So let me send it to you and you look over it and tell me what you think about it.
Actually, I can do it very simple right over here. And it's like advice that I would give to anyone. So
if you say don't be too complicated, I'm going to drive over there and hit you.
It's not. It's really not. If you're worried about it, start drawing it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I think I'm going to have to at least sketch it out and kind of get the idea. I have the coolest book that I bought from Barnes and Noble. It is it's a sketchbook, but all of the pages in there are lined up for manga-sized pages on Blue Line. So it's got like the first 20 pages of the sketchbook are the little squares for big layouts. And then after that are individual layout pages. And so, right? Donald's like, give yourself writer's block. making a background for the story that you have in mind.
Yeah.
What happened was last week, I did that little thing that I was working on where I did the timeline and the history, the last like 1,000 years in the world, and I kept throwing in wars because our population kept exploding, and I was like at 3 trillion people, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta pare this back. So I'd throw another war in to knock 1 trillion of them off so that we'd start at 2 trillion. But modern.
So what you're saying is you're Thanos.
I was Thanos. Anyway, so I was like, going through and putting all these wars in and stuff like that, different things to kind of help keep the curve going.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was I went to the random name generator. I know you guys all make fun of me for using random name generators, but I love them. And I hit random like battles or whatever, and it said the Battle of the Burning Sea. And I was like, oh, I love that name. I don't even know what that is. So I asked myself last night, I'm like, what happened? How did this occur? And came up with sort of a world kind of concept. And I'm going to try to draw that out in 8 pages. So
Okay.
that took place 400 years prior to the normal story that we're taking place now. So it's history enough that. So anyway, but yeah, I think I'm just going to have to draw it. I feel like I'm just going to have to draw it. So you're absolutely right.
The main reason why I'm saying just draw it is once you start drawing it and you get the complication and you get like a point where you need to explain, you just draw the next one. Think of it more like you're storyboarding.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to put the complication down. You can have that in your in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then the thing is you're just basically like, hey, this is my story. Here's this screenshot that I want to attempt. Here's the transition. Here's blah, 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 blah. Like, here's my shot list. This is what I'm going to do. And then pretty much you do it. And then when you're done, you're like, okay, I really don't need the dialogue now.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. I used to do stories about my childhood where none of the characters actually spoke at all. So it's one of those things of that's exactly what you just do. You just do it.
Yep. Well, and you're asking what timeline software. So I'm laughing because I actually literally put the page. I've got this like world building workbook that somebody had made. I found on Etsy and bought it, and I've been using it. And I just pulled one of her pages up that was just a notes page, and I literally just started doing the math. There were 65,000 people that were saved from Earth, and in the beginning of my alternate or my timeline, if you will. So I started with 65,000. Then I added 1.1% growth for a while, and then I figured we hit 2%, but the maximum that we've ever hit as human beings on this planet is 3%. And that means 3% positive. So like you'll lose 5% of the population, but you'll gain 7% or whatever. So, births over deaths. So it's a growth line, and it became logarithmic at some point in time. And so all I was doing was just putting those dates in, and I would do a census every year. The census count was this. And then I was like, crap, we've gotten too big for the domes on this world. So they're going to have to start branching out. And I sort of had a diaspora where they all expanded out across the galaxy and stuff like that. So really all I was doing was just going through every year and doing a census. Then I started doing censuses every 10 years because really we're talking about 1,000 years of history. So I didn't want to do 1,000 of these entries. It would take forever. But the end result was I have a page, just a normal page of paper that's been filled up with 2 columns and that gave me an idea of what was going on. I wish I had like a timeline software. That'd be kind of cool. So, and by the way, welcome to the show.
Yes, hi.
So,
Oh, we got new people?
yep.
Hello.
Yep. I believe Jameson is the first time I've actually seen comment on this show.
Yep, that's true. I've never met you before, so happy meeting you. So, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So, anyway, what I'm going to start doing at this next juncture for the next week is I'm going to start trying to flesh out those 8 pages. Now that I've written the script ended up being only about 3 pages long, which makes total sense. It's an 8-pager. And really, it's just because I put a lot of notes into what the visual that I saw of each one of these panels was. So I actually got a very clear picture of what these panels look like in my head, which was great because that's going to make it easy to draw it out. But I think I'm going to just take this sketchbook and start drawing in the pages.
Cool.
That's, like I said, this is a really cool sketchbook that I got from I'm actually going to look it up on Amazon and share it here because I know that they did something similar, or it's in my wish lists. Where is my watch list? Not watch list. Dang it. Amazon's gotten very complicated these days. Okay. Yep. Here we go. So I'll bring it up real quick here. Once it comes up. Boop, 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 boop. Here we go. I'll bring it up to here. And I will share the page. So, yep. And this is it's a hardcover, and it's kind of cool. And so, yeah, I kind of pulled this one up and found it, and it was nifty. So, but it's, like I said, it's got 112 pages, of which 60 pages of them are finished, sort of not finished. It says finished work, but I wouldn't go for finished on that one. I'd still blow it up to 11 by 17 at this point because this is an 8.5 by 11. But it's at manga size, which is great for those of us that actually draw in manga size and manga scale. So that's a plus. So anyway, there you go. It's a thing. So
Yep.
okay. So that will be what I will start working on. I just lost this monitor. I got this monitor back. Weird. So that's my battle plan for this coming week. Right? It's totally cool. I even tripped on it. I was in the woodlands in Texas, and we were at the Barnes and Noble, and I was just like, I was at the time I was teaching an art class with a couple of teenagers, and we decided to take a run to the bookstore. And so I was just over there like looking through all of the sketchbooks, and I saw that and I was like, well, that's useful, So actually, it's a good point. I don't know why they don't get like Wonder Woman. I can't say her name suddenly. I don't know why they don't get her to sponsor Amazon. Although I don't know if she would.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
I know, right?
I don't think I would want Gal Gadot, but
Gal Gadot. There we go.
I think like just Wonder Woman in general, like, or Wonder Girl, not the Wonder Girl that becomes Titaness or that looks like Diana Price, the character.
Yeah.
But the blonde Wonder Girl, the one that comes after her.
Is she an Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The blonde Wonder Girl, the original one from the 1966 show, it was.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. It was just like, there are so many comic book characters. It's like, And just because they got the same name doesn't mean that they're.
No. What I'm saying is like if we're talking variations, like I'm talking like the one that's high tech, like the one that comes much later. But it is what it is.
I like that you're saying high tech, or we're talking about like 66.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was the high tech person of
in 66.
Of 66. It's a.
I'm sneaking around with this tape recorder on my back so that I can spy on these people. Tape recorder.
Yeah.
Did that actually happen? Was that a thing?
Wouldn't that be awesome though? Actually, come to think of it, that's something I would love to direct. Because somebody who's high tech, but like it's so stupid now looking that's part of the comedy is that they've got a cape, and the cape covers the tape recorder, and you can see the outline of the tape recorder reel to reel stuck to their back.
It's kind of like when if you ever saw the old Batman. The Batman show, and they were like, "Oh, we put a bug in the apartment, and it looks like a bug."
Right.
Like,
exactly.
The bug looks like a bug, but it's obviously a bug.
Right.
It's
right.
like.
I mean, it's like that certain amount of comedy is.
Desk.
And you're right. Actually, the Batman and Robin series from the '60s definitely has that same vibe. You're right. Yeah. Like everything in that was ridiculous. The shark repellent, still my favorite stuff.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. The bomb was beautiful. That was the bomb.
Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I actually got a chance when we did a convention. We were at the very end where there was presenters like at the convention. And right across from us was like the Batmobile, one of the Batmobiles that was used on that show, and they had shark repellent.
Nice.
They had canisters made up to look like shark repellent. That's also the same convention that I got to meet the King of the Daleks.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Davros?
Yeah. A short little Irishman. He was like so fun and to talk to. He was great. He was awesome. But yeah. Hello.
Huh. It looks like Brent made it to Kansas in one piece.
Hey, Kansas.
Yeah. I spent a year there one night. So
did we. When we were moving out, we stayed in Kansas, and then we had to drive through Kansas, and we got scared driving through Kansas because we thought we were going to be killed.
Hey, Colton's joining us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to have all four of us.
Wow, sounds like a mouthful.
I know. We got Colton here.
That's a secret. I don't know what I just walked into.
Right? Well, that's what you get for being late, Colton.
I'm sorry, I just woke up.
Yeah, I know. It's
and on the discussion with Pepper as well. So.
Okay, well, for all of...
I don't sexualize everything.
Just most things.
Just 9 things out of 10.
Now Colton's using his OBS software to be OBS-y.
Question very quick about OBS. If I click start streaming, is that going to switch my screen here?
I don't know what would happen if you hit stream at this point in time.
Don't cross the streams.
I just on OBS. Just on OBS. I want to share my...
Do it.
Let's see what happens.
Do it, Raph.
I'm curious whether you can do virtual camera and still stream.
I was trying to see if I can show my screen and so I can draw with you guys. And show stuff while I'm doing it. If not, that's cool.
I still haven't figured out how to do it with my iPad, so that's what we're on this morning. Bill has a meeting at 11, and I was like, I'm not going to cut the show short just because, I woke up late.
Right.
Hey, you did the same I did. Nope, that doesn't work. Never mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You can't stream?
Nope, I was trying to figure out how I can show my screen and my face at the same time on the stream, but that's not a thing.
You can do that.
How?
I do that all the time.
How you
so
do
like,
that?
Because like I've got like this.
How you set that up?
So you set them up over on scenes on the left side.
Oh, it's a scene. Okay.
Uh-huh. So you could see me down here. Look, I'm down here. Woo! Right? And you're looking at Clip Studio up on I've got Clip Studio here. So, I mean, the other thing is that I can go to like my desk where my kid has left his computer, literally smack dab in the center of my desk.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I get for having a kid.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing.
It's not. I'm actually rather fond of my kid. But it's
bad
like
thing.
everything. This is the 47th time I've asked him not to leave things on my desk.
Yes, it's learning.
So it's like it's a thing.
You know what?
It's a
though?
big learning curve.
I'm
It
gonna
is.
just say this right now because my husband's a tech person, and I am notorious for doing this too. If I want him to fix something, I put it on his desk, right in his way.
I literally
Wow.
made small talk.
Passive aggressive much?
Right?
Having 5 sisters kind of taught me how to do that. Yes.
5 sisters.
Yes.
I always forget how big of a family you come from. Holy crap!
Yeah, you
I
come
have
from a
5
Southern
sisters
family.
and 2 brothers. Yep.
Yep, Southern families.
Jeez.
So, okay, so all 4 of us are here. So Colton's like trying to set that up. What you can do from there is you can set up a scene where you're in an inset. So make the scene where it's got the desk and then you as an inset on the bottom as 2 sources coming in.
So you press the plus button to add scene.
Yep.
Then you go to the sources, and you add what?
So you're in your OBS there. So click on the scene that you just added, right? And then
Yes.
over next to it says sources.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have things like your mixer or whatever is your camera. Bring that in.
Capture, display capture.
Yeah. So hit the plus on the source,
Uh-huh.
and you'll get options like video source or audio source. If you click the video source, you can choose your camera. So choose your camera on that one. And your video or your audio source should also be there.
Like video capture device?
Yeah, video capture device.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm not following you.
Oh no, you're good. I'm just
Yeah,
running
hit video
through it,
capture device.
because that should pull up my.
It'll give you options on that one. What video capture device you want, and name that option because you can reuse it over and over and over in different scenes. So once you say, my cell phone, which I know you use your cell phone as one of your cameras.
Yep.
So you'll say, my cell phone as one of them, and then you'll say, whatever, desktop camera as another or whatever. And then you name them, and then the next time you make another scene, a different scene, you can just bring in my cell phone and my desktop camera and throw them into that scene. Once you do, then you can transition between the scenes, and that's where you get the nice crossfades. See how I get these crossfades where it's just nice and smooth?
Like jazz.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is it not picking it up? That's weird.
All of a sudden, Kenny G starts playing.
I love Kenny G.
He's awesome in Bad Moms Christmas. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, dude, he cracked me up.
He started making fun of himself, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that like smooth jazz is one of those genres of music that people abuse all the time. It's like a thing.
If you've ever seen the Trolls World Tour, where it's like all about like the different trolls and the different music that they do, they have a smooth jazz troll,
Mm-hmm.
and the jazz is like you can tell it's Kenny G playing the jazz,
Right.
like music.
It's
hilarious. It's freaking hilarious.
This is one of those things that I actually like to listen to smooth jazz. It's good for drawing because it's not, it's not. Hey, there you go. Look at that.
I know. I'm working on something. Hold on.
That looks great. Actually, you looks like you've got things going. Anyway, I actually like to listen to smooth jazz when I'm drawing because it's non-intrusive. It doesn't have a lot of spikes or anything like that. And it doesn't mess with the flow of my thought process. So I like smooth jazz. I also started listening to smooth jazz when I was a teenager to tick off my mom. And so, because she was into rock and roll, and I was like, I'm not going to listen to rock and roll. So I picked the smooth jazz station. And so it's somewhat nostalgic for me. So I like smooth jazz. So there's that.
So.
I wouldn't admit to that like when I was in my 20s or my 30s, but now that I'm pushing 50, I'm like, I really don't care if you guys judge me for it. Because I can see the Rafts judging me right now. I can see it in his eyes.
Oh, I judge you when I don't judge you.
Right, exactly. I mean, you like just judge me by nature.
Yeah.
It's in his nature to judge.
Colton, I think you have to put the box that you're working on. You have to move that layer above the other box.
Exactly. They're layers. Pepper's absolutely right. They're layers. So wherever their position is on the source is whichever one's on top.
I know.
That's what she
Oh,
said.
wait, hold on. Is that because of this? Let me see.
Yeah, see-
Aha! Figured it out. Okay. Yep,
Yeah.
I figured out what I was doing. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure if this is what you're trying to do.
Yes, that is exactly what I was trying to fix. I was like, why is this
Okay.
not working?
But
But
you can do, I mean, once you do this, if you bring in a PNG with an alpha channel, you can do stuff like this. Right? Where
cool.
you've got like, all of your other stuff here is like set up
That's
so
cool.
that you can set up a series of scenes where you have the PNG because it's got an alpha channel in the center. So I feel like Brent is having issues with his video.
No. Well,
That's hilarious. I'm reading the comments, and Donald said, somebody asked if you were God. You say yes.
Yes.
Coda
I was
has
reading those two earlier. That's what I started.
Yeah, Coda has been like all over Ghostbusters lately. So
Really?
he's listening to the music. He's watching even the real cartoon show, the real Ghostbusters.
That's the one to watch, though.
Yeah.
Lego
it's-
reenactments, like everything. But he loves the ghosts, and he loves Slimer and the marshmallow. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well,
like,
Colton.
that I've heard that that's
Can't help
what people have been doing. So, me and Bill have actually been wondering when we are going to be able to see the new Ghostbusters film with Egon's family
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a center focus, and I'm like, well, I want to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
I
mean, just the two teasers I saw looked awesome, but that was
Yeah.
pre-pandemic, so
yeah, it was supposed to come out in 2020.
yeah. I don't think,
So was.
I don't think that's
Free
going to happen.
Guy. Yeah, well,
It might.
yeah,
Who knows?
who knows? It might go to HBO Max or something like that, and you have to pay for like a premium just to see it. Oh wait, no, that's Disney Plus.
That's all of them. At least HBO realized they made a mistake and they stopped doing it, but they did it the first time too. And I'm like, really, people? I'm not paying extra for this.
Well, I'm sorry, like we get our like all of our stuff is like bundled through our TV service. Yeah,
I know.
Comcast.
Pepper just totally crashed there.
Yeah.
Have to reboot Pepper.
I actually, I don't have a problem paying the extra. I don't because it's like, there's nothing that's really come out that I'm that I would go to a theater. But I look at it as if I'm going to go to the theater and I'm paying $15 a ticket just for me and Christina, that's $30.
Right.
Well, actually, I did do that. I did that with Bloodshot. I just bought it on Vudu early access. It was like $20. I get to watch it at home, and I own it. I'm good with that.
Well, it's kind of like when we watch Mortal Kombat. I'm kind of glad that we watched it on our at-home screen because I don't think I would enjoy it actually in theaters.
All right.
That movie was not that good.
Well, okay, let me be clear. I like Mortal Kombat. the original movie that came out in the 90s. But me and Bill both agree, like the original Kano in that film was basically any like reason went out the window when you watched it, for a lot of people. Because we liked looking at the character, but then we liked watching him die. So and that's the old movie. I'm not talking about the new movie. You have to watch the new movie to understand why you would want him to die. So,
that's just such a bleak statement.
The bleep statement.
It's like we only watched him to watch him die.
Part of me sitting here when you said bleep statement, I'm like, are you trying to tell me, like, are you censoring yourself, guy, or is it?
That is such a bleeping stupid bleeping statement.
well, I mean, I would say another thing, but like pretty much, I don't want to make it awkward. So I made it awkward the other way.
Right? Make it other awkward.
Yeah.
When
But
don't you
anyways,
make
I
it awkward?
digress.
Right?
I didn't think it
There
was
is
that bad. Was it really?
No,
I didn't think that movie was that bad.
Like we watched it for Bill's birthday because Bill's birthday was Tuesday, and I had been sick most of this week. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So like, just to let everyone know, like my body still hurts.
I know that feeling.
But
now.
like I couldn't breathe without hurting on Wednesday. Tuesday was like a fiasco because I was like, "Hey, Bill, it's your birthday. What do you want to do?" And then, bam! Like everything went out the window because I got sick. And according to my grandmother,
Thank you.
According to my grandmother, I got the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine.
I see.
I mean,
however, the day before, I ate some dicey chicken from Village Inn.
So who knows?
I don't know.
It could be anything.
I say it's Village Inn. I mean, Village Inn, dude.
I say Village Inn too. You know,
I worked at Village Inn. It was probably Village Inn.
You're just saying.
But I had Moderna. Did I tell you all my symptoms, Pepper, or no?
Yeah, I don't
You
think we
exploded.
actually talked about it.
So like last, has it been 2 weeks now? I don't remember. But it was like a Wednesday. I got mine and I was fine all day until like as soon as I got home, like I started feeling symptoms like the last hour of work. And then as soon as I got home, I got in bed ready to go to sleep, and then I couldn't sleep because my whole body went into full like chills. Like I was under 3 blankets and in the fetal position because I was in so much, like my whole body was in pain and I was so cold that it was terrible. But like it felt like I was hyperventilating all the time because I couldn't get like enough air. But yeah, it was crazy. And that happened for hours. Like I think I only got like an hour of sleep that night.
Yeah, I had to take an ice pack and put it underneath my neck in order for me to actually sleep.
I didn't do that. I should have done that.
Yeah.
And this is why I have not gotten mine yet.
I thought you already had COVID.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. My
COVID's
sister
like
did too.
chickenpox. It's a
I know.
theory that you can't get it again. You can get it again.
Oh, I know.
I got it multiple times during the year.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you work from home.
I just want to point
That was
this
before I
out.
was working from home.
Oh.
I have a sister who's had COVID testing positive more than once, and it's not a like everyone's like, oh well, that's rare. I'm like,
no, it's actually more common than people think.
It's a very common thing. So yeah.
I mean, even if you're not showing symptoms, but you still are showing positive, it could just mean that you're just carrying it right now.
Yeah. But yeah. So I'm hoping that you didn't have like the body aching thing that or the body aching experience for the reason why I was actually aching all over.
I'm curious what your reasoning is.
Let's just say it's something that you're not supposed to talk about when someone's eating food.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's not go there.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But yeah, okay.
No,
So any
cool.
other besides the chills and all of that stuff? Is that the only side effect that
So the
they had?
whole day after Thursday, like my body was just in pain, and like I understood where people were talking about what they said when their whole body's in pain during that, because I was like, holy shit, this is ridiculous. And I took the day off of work. I barely could even get downstairs just to make food. It took me 3 hours just to get motivated to go make me like one meal. And then
Yes, Donald. Bubble guts.
bubble guts.
That's exactly what we call it.
But yeah, it was that extreme headache, but I had the headache even when I got the first my first shot.
Yeah.
So that part was normal. And
Yeah,
then what else did I have? There's a few things, but like the biggest one I remember was how much my body was in pain, like all over, and the chills. Like I could not be. I didn't feel like I was warm, and I had the house like set to like 75 degrees, and my roommate's like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm dying. Leave me alone."
yeah, I think I actually went outside without a jacket because I was that warmed.
Damn, I was just cold. I know my
Yeah.
body was warm. I could feel it.
Well,
Like-
I mean, I know I contact when I talked to you guys and I sent the message saying that I had 100.6 temperature. I don't think you guys realize that that I have a temperature that's naturally lower than other people's.
Yeah, most of us do now.
So it's super. It's not 98 degrees that I'm based off of. So
Are we talking about
it's
the boy bands now, or
Yeah, I know, right? Nick Lachey. No, I'm just joking. God, I wouldn't
Jesus
want to touch
Christ.
that. Anyway, but I digress. Let's go back to artwork.
yeah?
So since Raph was here when I got here, how's your week been, artwork wise?
It's been pretty good. I've got a couple commissions I'm working on. I'm working on some ledger art for a friend of ours. I'm trying to get that converted to some vectors for him.
You said ledger art?
Yeah, ledger art. Yeah, let me show you. Give me 1 second. If I can figure out how to do this.
All right, guy, you're gonna walk him through it like you walked me through
Yeah, I
it.
know, right?
And I'm gonna just
So,
sit here
Raph, you
'cause I'm
start
on-
with.
Unlike Colton, I can figure it out on my own.
Wow.
Oh
Wow. Gotta be that person.
Wow.
Burn!
Oh, that's
Look at
cool.
that. I actually
Yeah,
recognize
so
that piece.
a friend of ours, his name's George Levi. He does ledger art. So this paper that it's on was about probably 100 years old or so. Sometimes they're
Shit.
older than that. So a lot of the natives would find old ledger paper and then they draw on it, whatever they're doing. But yeah, he's been working on these and he needs to get them converted to vector because he did them traditional.
Yeah, that looks
Okay.
very awesome.
So right
That
now I'm
looks
just going
awesome.
through and I'm kind of tracing his artwork so that we can get that uploaded for him. And then
Isn't there a trace function?
on Clip Studio,
Yeah,
maybe.
I feel like
I don't
there's
want
a
to do
trace
it though because
function.
I want to stay true to his work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It would trace exactly, literally his work, and it'd be a better start for a cleanup.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
only one.
it's probably a day late and $1 short to say, hey, I know you probably put in already 12 hours on this raft, but there's a faster way. This is how Raft then drives over here to kill me.
Honestly, I'm kind of with Raph on this. That trace function, like any trace function, always seems to lose something.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to go back and clean it up. There's no way it would go perfect.
Well, what
Yeah.
I'm doing though is I'm drawing them in a vector layer, So that's kind of
On
where.
top of it. Yeah, well, and the vector tools of Clip Studio are really kick butt. So I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and then I got a sneak peek on something that I'm working on with Pepper, that
Oh,
collaboration book.
What? We're collaborating? Man,
This little guy.
I like that little guy.
I
Okay.
miss. Oh, that's cool. What the heck? That is a.
I'm
creepy-
sorry, I was sick this week. Can you please remind me?
What are we doing together?
The collaboration stories. You introduced me to the guys where we're doing the monsters of the world, kind of like the myths and everything. One of the guys is doing La Chupacabra, which is what I wanted to do, but I got to come up with something else.
Okay. Now I remember. Okay, so me and Raph are part of a anthology.
Cool.
And I introduced Raph to the lead guy, Scott. So the invitation is open for both of you too if you want to do a comic.
Yeah, I remember us talking about this.
When is when is that? Like, give me a timeline here, just because I'm
basically there's no timeline, Colton.
okay. So like, if I jumped in
Unusual.
like June, after I'm out of school for like the summer, I could actually participate.
Probably.
I wonder if I can just bring us back into the not necessarily into. No, that's maximize. What if?
Oh, I should probably stop sharing my screen, huh?
Well, what I was thinking was we could leave it up there if it would put us in the grid again. But since I can't seem to not grid it, because it looks cool, and
well, I was waiting for
Colton and I are doing shared screens, but the
Yeah.
problem is it makes all of us really small. So
I was just more waiting for Raph to like do like a squiggly line or something. I was like, Raph, Control Z. Yay!
No!
There you go.
What layer was that on?
No, stop working! Why?
A hobbit, a
You're only
dwarf, and a
on the
gnome
wrong
draw a
layer.
picture. It was statuesque.
You're on the wrong layer.
Okay, well, I can't figure it out, so I'm gonna back up
yeah,
there.
just if you guys are interested in becoming part of the anthology, go ahead and let me know. I will introduce you to Scott. He's a really laid back personality, so it's a fun like anthology so far, in my opinion. Basically you have this TV host that's like a Steve Irwin, but I want to say he's more like a Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah.
If you remember,
Mhm.
he's British. I just recently found out that I thought he was a Londoner, but apparently no. He grew up as an orphan and traveled around England, pretty much. So he I still have to like English, like add some more English slang to his lingo, I guess. I still need to figure out where I'm doing it. Like I'm doing the Rhode Island vampire Mercy Brown for my storyline, and I've already written my script, and I just need to start. I was supposed to start drawing it this week, but obviously reasons I did not.
It's quitter talk.
It's not quitter talk. It's like I could barely move on Tuesday. Like I couldn't.
Excuse abuse.
Huh?
Yeah, excuses.
Are you saying that I can't move now? You're right. It took me 20 minutes just to get here.
Yeah, and you're wearing a pirate hat. I mean, you're just asking for it right now.
You know what? I might as well just go to. Yeah, I made a comment before you got here, Colton, that I was Smee. My glasses.
Yeah.
That took you too long, Colton.
Yeah.
Hey, I still haven't finished my coffee. Shut up.
So
I haven't even had coffee. You have no excuse.
That's fair.
So you started your anthology pages and everything like that?
What's that?
You started your anthology pages then?
No, I'm coming up with an idea. I still got to pitch it to the guys and make sure I get the green light on it. But I'm actually creating a whole different myth. So that creature is representing the hate of the U.S. So instead of going with like the Jersey Devil or something where it's just a certain part, like a certain part of a state in the U.S., I'm going the whole U.S. So he represents all the hate, and he's in league with the greed and selfishness of the world.
Yeah, you
So
may want to
when-
talk to Scott about this one.
Yeah, that's why I said I got to get it greenlit and talk to Scott
Yeah.
and make sure I can get it going.
Yeah, I mean he's a pretty laid back bad guy, but I think he has like a very clear parameter of where his hard lines are being set. So
Yeah, and I got to make sure that I can meet those, and if not, then I got to come up with a different one I want to do.
I would say as a background one, just to be clear, I know he's been wanting people to like do Native American stories that are Native American, and I just want to throw that out there right now.
Yeah, the problem with that though is there's certain stories that aren't allowed to be told. So
Right.
like within a certain part of the year, or they just
But
don't want them told in general. So
cryptids.
yeah,
Think cryptids and the ones that are out on a regular basis, ones that you're
Yeah.
allowed to tell every single day.
there's a thin line there because a lot of those
I-
stories that are already out, they've been appropriated, so they're not even right or they're correct.
Oh, that
So,
sounds like
yeah,
Yeah.
I got to stay away from the stereotypes there. So that's the other thing I got to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
really, honestly, that was one of the things that I ran into with so much was how many times the stories get distorted or twisted in our common parlance, if you will, like not just Native American, but any other culture, Japanese stories or Chinese stories being brought over. So I actually kind of like the idea of you telling it the right way. You know what I mean?
What?
Like,
Yeah.
Someone telling a story the proper way? That's weird.
right now, right?
Yeah, who does
Unscrewing the
that?
story. You know, might
Yeah.
not be a bad thing.
No, I've
Well,
definitely
I
thought
mean-
about that. I just want to make sure that I don't cross any lines. So
Well, no, and it's understandable.
And certainly,
and, like,
there's
that's-
no issue with that.
I'm saying what I'm saying is actually based off of a thing that is based off of I know somewhat what he's looking for, and so I'm just like going plan an alternative just in case. You know, I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of those because like if my script didn't get approved with Mercy Brown, I would have had to go back to my alternative, in which case I would be going to Poland, because that's the only other one that I could think of that I could probably do well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because it doesn't have to stay in the United States, it can be anywhere in the world.
Oh, I know it. I know it can go anywhere. I'm kind of in that mode where there's so much crap that's been going on in the U.S. I think it's an issue that needs to be tackled.
Oh
So
yeah, I don't have any problem.
Mine is obviously just a little more personal driven, and it's I wouldn't say it's a political thing, but it's more of a like statement on what people are like.
Mm-hmm.
And so now
Yeah.
I'm kind of giving it a face. I want to kind of start a conversation essentially with it
Yeah.
without being an ass.
Hey, Raph,
Good luck on
Are
that
you,
one.
are you
Hey,
trying to
Raph.
say something?
Raph, there's a thing called Trump is not a myth. He's actually a person. He's actually real.
That's so sad.
We had to look at him for 4 years.
Have you seen my drump?
Yes, I did.
Oh boy,
that's
here we go.
why I said that.
Here, I'll show it to the rest of the guys. Give me a second here.
Red.
There's a lot of cool myths out there, though. That's the thing I like.
Oh yeah,
The whole
there's
cryptid
lots
side
of
of
them.
it. I mean, we explored that during the Red Toon Go days, like with the whole cryptids
Yeah.
and cogs. Like we went through a whole bunch of different cryptids just to
I got
kind of like see what's out there.
There you go, guy.
Yep.
He was totally inspired by Trump.
Yeah.
He kind of
Oh, yeah.
reminds me of the Spawn clown.
Yeah, Donald, the Mayan definitely has quite a few things that I could look at.
Yeah.
So I've got places I can go if this one gets turned down. And if it does get turned down, I'm going to do it eventually anyway on my own. So,
Might as well. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's there. I was anyway. Yeah, All right. Well, I got off my soapbox. I'm sorry if I.
No, you're fine.
I want
Here's
you
a
to
milk crate.
succeed with this, so like I just don't want you to fail, and I think that's where my 2 cents started coming from. Sorry.
I never fail because when I crash and burn, I just come up like the Phoenix, man.
Wow.
Jean Grey Phoenix. I destroy everything.
Right. I was going to say, it depends on what Phoenix you're talking about. This could get ugly.
If you come up Phoenix, Arizona,
then it's just hot. And
Then it's just hot.
horrible.
Hey.
Okay, well, everybody was drawing, so I started drawing. I am definitely still working on the cover part for the book that I'm making, or that's Airship 27
That you're on. Yeah.
is working on. Yep. So this
Nice.
is the cover painting, and I've refined her face and her hands, but I haven't refined the rest of the painting yet. Just tried to put in the rough pictures or rough colors, and I really want to. I have recently discovered that I think my style is the thing that I'm very attracted to is the very sharp, clean lines of manga inking, but with a lot of chaos from like watercolor and stuff like that just adds chaos to the colors. So like get the really sharp, nice color or nice line work from manga and then bring in all this wild chaos. So I have a bunch of chaotic brushes now that I've added to Clip Studio so that when I get to that final stage, I can just chaos the heck out of it. But I'm also trying to be very I'm trying not to refine too much because I feel like I spend too much time perfecting it, and then 25 hours later I'm still painting her left leg, and you're like, well, okay, yeah, that's a little over the top, and you probably like me to do something else, So
No, come on.
I'm trying to get more of a loose hand and just leave it alone. So there's that. That's what we're after here. I've only put in so far 4 hours on this painting, so that's not bad. We've gotten to here in 4 hours. That's certainly acceptable. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. I see you're doing well over there, Colton. I can't help it.
It's a very nice well.
Thank you.
It's a deep subject.
There's a lot of rope to hang on that.
It really is. It's on our bucket list.
Hey, Raph, who invited who to this thing?
We can just ditch out if you want.
Oh, Pepper, this is how we ended up not being friends with Colton and Raph anymore.
I just want to point out that we talk about having other people on the show before we started having regular we had you guys regularly on the show.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to point out this is probably the reason why you guys stayed away for so long.
Right?
No, there's a lot of other reasons probably.
Yeah. And just for the record,
It's just
we
a
don't
drop in
stop
the
being
well.
friends with you. We just stop talking to you.
Right, exactly. You just ignore us.
We need to keep our friends list good.
Right? It looks better that way. You're like,
It's all right. It's all right.
block.
Why haven't you talked to me in a while?
I wonder why.
It's water. Great, says Donald.
What did I?
Oh, man.
What did I do? I don't think there's anything you guys can
Yeah,
actually do.
you know what
that
it
would
would. You
make
know what
me
it'd be
actually
like
hate you guys.
if Raph really like was like gonna stop talking to me. I would just basically go, "Hey Raph, I have some paint that I want to give away."
Oh,
Yo, hey, Pepper, what's up?
hey, it's True
wait,
Color Show.
What? I'm here. I see that you have
Oh,
paint.
which
I
reminds
too
me,
like
Colton.
paints.
I'm a
Colton,
poor
before I
artist.
got
What's that?
sick,
Yeah.
Before I got sick, I had a complete plan of contacting you and going, "Hey, when can I drop off the strawberry and apple bagels?"
Oh shit! I totally
They
forgot
were
about those.
good, man. Those were really good, by the way. I was going to tell you that, Pepper.
Strawberry and apple? You gave me strawberry
Yeah.
last time. Now I need the strawberry and apple. That's
And the
strawberry.
strawberry,
Oh, okay.
and
They were
so
Pepper, you
great.
should have just told me about it. I would have driven over to your place. You just live out on the front porch, and I'll go pick them up.
well, I mean, I still have them. I just
They were a big hit in this family, by the way. They went over very well. Everybody liked them. So
did you
I'm
guys
just
eat
saying.
them with peanut butter?
Oh,
No,
that sounds
we've got weird peanut butter problems in the family.
Oh,
Pepper just hit his sweet spot.
Like, I don't know. Don't ask me. 11-year-olds are sometimes impossible to understand. But yeah, but at least my wife and I were more happy to just eat them with butter and honey. We put butter and honey on them, and that worked really well.
well, there's honey in them, so that makes sense.
It made
tastes
even better.
very good with
extra honey.
extra honey.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing with us Southerners. Everything has to have 72 pats of butter on it. Otherwise, it's just
Yeah.
Speaking of butter, by the way, I made my own butter for Bill's birthday on Monday before I got sick.
Mhm.
And I took the buttermilk and I made buttermilk biscuits.
wow.
All
That's
right.
cool.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
jealous.
if I haven't proved that I was from Southern
Yeah, I was going to say
States
until
person,
you do like 7,000 pats of butter in the thing. That's how you prove it.
Pepper, hey Pepper, you're making me really jealous that I don't live with you. I'm
Right?
not getting these random cool, awesome little tidbit foods.
yeah. There's
I
there's a
need to
place
talk to
be.
Bill. Hey Bill, I need to borrow your husband for a minute.
just long enough to make food.
You know, he'll look at you, he'll look at me, and he'll probably go, "No."
No. Oh, that's good. I like that answer.
No, it will be like he doesn't want you fat.
Okay. If you've seen how much I eat, and like what I can put on, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be hard.
So I'm just gonna put it out there, like true Southern cooking can put some meat on those bones. I'm just saying.
That's true. Actual Southern cooking, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it might actually slow down my metabolism.
One would always hope. But Colton,
Yeah.
you are like a stick. I mean, to be fair, it's
Yeah,
very
but also if you
irritating.
feel it, it's all muscle.
Yeah. But I mean, it's irritating.
So you say
I am not, in fact, a stick. And
It's like 4% body fat, if that.
yeah.
Jeez.
You and my wife. My wife is the same way. She eats everything and she's still like very, very tiny. And it's somewhat frustrating. So there's
I
that.
get it.
See, Colton is actually the opposite of what I am in my family. My family, it's like two types of bodies. It's like the thin or the not thin. I'm the not thin.
Right.
So I have cousins that are like Colton, so it's all good.
Yeah. It's all one of those things.
McDonald's making me hungry.
Young people.
Yeah, speaking of Southern
Young
fried chicken, I actually got a mix of seasonings called Southern fried chicken seasoning. I'm going to, because I cannot eat red meat anymore, I'm actually going to be making seitan with the seasoning inside of it, and then I'm going to cook it similar to Southern
What is
fried.
seitan?
It's a vegan meat
Oh, okay.
made with vital wheat gluten.
Do they
I
personally?
swear you
how
just
much
said
they-
Vitamita Vegemin.
Vita Vita Vegemin, yes.
Vita vitamin.
Vitamita Vegemin.
Cool.
Yes, but I don't really like Vegemite, so
I think everybody's too
Yeah.
young to know what I'm referring to.
I know what you're referring
Okay,
to. 'Cause
good.
I've watched I Love Lucy,
There we go. Good. I feel better now.
but I also know
Right.
who Lucille Ball is because of the history of Star Trek. So there you go.
There you go. Also true.
Oh, this is how this is how this all got together. Okay. I see. Guys like, oh, Pepper knows Star Trek. We're gonna
Yeah,
be
of
friends.
course.
Yeah,
You're gonna be my
husband
co-host.
is a huge Trekkie. My husband is a huge Trekkie as well.
Mm, that makes sense.
Normally on these shows, if I was in the office, Bill would basically be popping up going, I have something to say.
Yep.
So
I like
wait,
your husband. He's nice.
Bill's a huge Trekkie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is he's right.
What?
Guy.
Right?
Oh,
I'm just saying. Really?
No
Like,
I'm just
words
laughing
right
at
now.
Pepper's expression. She's just like, I hate you. I hate you.
wait, how did I end up here? Says Pepper. Once again, Pepper's like, wait, why am I with you guys again?
Now Pepper's doing the no. I'm not coming back. This is where he draws the line. You guys were cool up until now.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
fine until now.
No, I get off some shows and I'm just like, yeah, that should have been a Guy and Bill show.
Right?
Like I've literally had those moments where it's like, yeah, it should have been a Guy and Bill show, but Bill is at work while talking to us.
It's all good. The thing is that no matter what, this is an art show. So
Yeah.
as much as I absolutely adore Bill, and I do, it's still an art show, and we really just kind of have to. The purpose of this is artists. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Seeming that I'm the only one not working on art apparently right now.
Well,
I
we
will
all
just talk
kinda-
about my week of what
tell,
I did
tell me
with
what you
art.
did that wasn't sick.
Well, I started out strong Monday, making more paint for Raph. You know,
Yay! Can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see it?
yeah.
Can I see it?
Hold on.
Can I see it?
Man, Raph, you just take up everybody's resources. Look at you.
Hey, I'm paying the man.
Yeah, he is paying for this. So
There is that.
This is this.
Oh, that's
It
so
came
pretty.
out- This mix actually came out thicker because I mulled it even more.
Nice.
I'm not going to do that a second time because it's the middle portion. Yeah, but it yeah, I have more to go. So I'm not sure how many more layers I'm going to be getting, but I can say for without a doubt, I have like half the container left to do. So,
Damn.
I'm
gonna be so happy when I get that.
The container of the pigment powder, I have like half of that left. So, oh, here, Raph, so you can see your paint.
I know, I love it.
So pretty.
In
I
your
can't wait
bowl,
to use it.
Your bowl,
I am
your
so
bowl is
jealous.
nice.
I like the
Your bowl
bowl.
is nice. I mean, like, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I love the
and
fact
then-
that all of us are into watercolors enough that when he brings up the watercolors, all of us are like, ooh, 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 that's so pretty. You know.
I seeked out advice for what to do with some cracked watercolor paint that I was having issues with. Got that. I had planned on doing that on Tuesday, and then I ended up getting sick, and it was Bill's birthday, so that was put on hold. Wednesday, I couldn't do really anything. When I attempted to do stuff, it was going back on and working on comics, which was my Campfire Stories one,
Mm, nice,
which I'm
nice.
trying to get done by the end of May. And I need to because I need to actually have it printed and ready for the end of June for an event
Right.
in Glenwood Springs. Um,
I was gonna say we've got to start
Yeah.
thinking about like convention season again.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
got-
so used to hiatus that I had been prior to the convention, I was going to be like tabling at a number of places and like poking around like Wicked West Con. I was going to, because it's Todd
Oh yeah, I
Todd-
forgot
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
convention. He let me have a table for like really cheap, and I was going to be at IACon, and like so I was going to like dip my toes in and kind of figure out. And then COVID happened, and all of our conventions dropped off the planet. Well, NDK's back on, and I don't think that's going to be blanketed out. I think it's going. I'm like 99% sure we're going to be
Making it happen.
it's going to happen. So and I don't
You
know
guys
what
are the guinea
status-
pigs.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna and a big guinea pig we are too. So it's gonna, whatever happens, it's gonna be at least interesting. There's at least that.
yeah.
I don't know what the status is on IACon and Wicked West Con. I guess I'll figure that out as time goes on.
Oh no, that's the person that's sitting on this one about IACon.
What?
IACon.
What?
Aren't you?
We're looking
aren't
at-
you one of the holders?
Yeah,
One of the main people
Yeah.
of that?
But I
we're
didn't
looking
want-
at probably
I was
next
actually-
year.
You
yeah, I
guys
was
are looking
actually
next
not
year?
trying
Okay.
to.
Yeah,
It's always
put
good.
Raph on the
I was just
spot.
gonna say it. We have Raph here right now. He could actually say yes or
Yeah, but it was
no.
like on the spot. I mean, that's,
And if anything, I bet you anything, Christina's probably in the room going, hold on.
yeah, I was gonna say, all we're really doing is just getting Raph in trouble with Christina. Wait a minute. Actually, it's not a bad thing. What am I talking about?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say what's new.
Right? I've gotten you busted before, Christina. Oh yeah, Donald's talking about Mile High Con 53. He's also, by the way, talking about fried okra.
Oh, is Mile High Con coming out this year?
Yeah, Mile High Con's on,
Wow.
and so we've got
I
MHC.
like personally with it's the big cons I'm worried about. Mile High Con is
That's not a big con.
it's not that really that big. It's one of our longest running cons, but it's still like even when I go, like it's a small con, and I kind of like that feel on occasion, that like kind of homebody feel.
It's the one that my wife likes to go to the best because she's very introverted and she really likes the fact. I mean, I can go out there just like you guys. I can go out there and just swim in the pool of people. DPCC doesn't even faze me. But
It's not called that anymore, though.
it is called. Oh, it's not, is it? It was called DPCC for a while, and now it's called
What is it
something
now?
completely
I think
different.
it's Denver Fan Expo.
I
Oh,
think
the Fan Expo thing kicked on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bought it, so
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I've been waiting for that for years.
we knew it was going to happen. It's just a thing. Anyway,
So
but for
Denver Pop Culture Con is no longer owned by the same people.
yeah,
Yeah, apparently someone else. I remember hearing that it was like their last year. Some investors got in and completely flipped it, and it was flipped a few things in there. So I knew something was going to happen sooner or later.
yeah, they were working on things, and you're like, well, the DPCC thing becoming Pop Culture Con was a result of
Salt Lake City's
the
case.
lawsuit in against Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That one I was waiting for. That one we all knew was going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah,
And then, Salt Lake City had that problem, and then they had to revise their stuff.
right.
And now they're just Fan Expo.
Yeah.
But they also run like 2 different shows a year.
Agreed. I mean, there is a
Yeah.
lot of kind of weird that's going on in that.
But also they're primarily I know from my experience of going and seeing what they do, their convention is primarily a celebrity convention anyways. So I see they always try and bring in all these big, huge names and all that. So it's like, all right, cool.
Right. Right.
Yes,
cool.
Jameson, you're right. They did call it Pop Culture Con. Now the name changed. They got bought out again.
Yeah.
Change of
they
ownership.
call-
Yeah,
they called
yeah,
it-
we're just switching a lot.
to answer Jameson's question, I think they did call it Pop Culture Con for a while as well.
Yep, we were calling it
Um,
DPCC.
They actually so the actual part of that too, legally wise, of why they switched the name to Pop Culture Con was so they can also null and void some of their old contracts with people that were original holders.
Yep.
Yep.
Because the original contracts were Denver Comic Con.
Yep.
And so if you change the name, those contracts go null and void. And then now they switch over to Denver Fan Expo or something like that, because I think Fan Expo in Salt Lake, those guys bought it out.
Yeah.
So
And
That was a
there's,
terrible
a bunch
name.
of-
DPCC was a terrible name. I agree.
Yeah.
So rough. And
It
Dustin,
could
yeah,
really
Donald
be-
Dustin's also bringing the Shiny Garden stuff is spinning back up too. So
What's
we got
Shiny
Hexacon and all the other shiny. What are the other Shiny Garden ones? There's 3 of them. Anyway, those are spinning back up too, which
what's
is good.
Shiny Garden?
Shiny Garden is just the company that runs Hexacon and used to be Malcon and Dustin's in charge of that, and
Oh,
so
that's cool.
or he's on the board, but I mean, he's kind of involved in that somehow.
He's like you're involved.
Yeah, I'm involved. I'm involved in NDK. I get involved in like all these things, but I like whenever I'm just a media guy.
I get
It's
that.
like all I got to do is put on my Geek Tank jersey and show up at the convention and interview a couple people and put them on air, and that's what I got to do. And that I like that. I mean, that's very low pressure. When it comes to NDK, like my entire August is messed up because of NDK.
Yeah.
Because we got to do all this stuff just leading into it. And this year is going to be no better. It's going to be just a mess. And I know
Right.
that. And so it's I don't know. So
It's gonna
Anyway.
be interesting. I'm still like on the fence about it, but that's just
NDK.
it's what we're gonna be doing all year round anyways with everybody. Is like I'm gonna be
Everybody's going to have to decide.
Mhm.
They're just going to have to make the decision.
Yeah,
You know.
we talked about a con appearance recently, like yesterday, and because I got an email from someone going, "Hey, are you still interested in being a vendor?" And I'm like, "Well, let me find out."
Let me find out if I'm still interested.
Well, let me find out if both me and Bill are comfortable with it. You
Right.
know, because Bill does Bill has this thing, and I do too, and I don't know if anyone else does, where after a certain bit of having a mask on, I get not sick of my own breath, but like basically like I need to take it off, like just for a breather. And if I have to wear like what a mask I normally wear every single day when I'm out and in the store, I think I would probably go nuts. So
I
I'd
think
probably
you get
have to get one of
acclimated.
those very cheap masks, which are very breathable. That like basically we like wind on our face,
Yeah.
I get that.
you know, and they basically commented in the email like, "Hey, it may be an outdoor event that's only one day." And I'm
That'd be
like,
cool.
"Well, that's cool and all, but your timing is in the middle of when Colorado gets its most rain."
There is that.
So like I'm like, I don't know if I can really trust this. I mean, I have a tent thing that I can bring with us, and outdoor events are great, but my skin and the outdoors don't get along. So
I was thinking that the other day when I was out there practicing martial arts in the park and came back sunburned. And I'm like, really? Really?
Dude, I wore 100 SPF the other day when we went hiking, and I got sunburned.
Right? I'm like, really? Thanks, Colorado.
It's no joke. Like I honestly like,
It's
people are
like-
and
I've
like
lived here-
Raph is just sitting here going, "This is white people problems."
I know, right?
He's
Well,
not
now that you bring it up.
Well, now that you bring it up, let me show
But-
off my nice.
But I mean, I've lived here all of my life, and the number of times that I have been burned so bad, I swear. It's like, I'm like, thanks, Colorado. Thanks.
You know what's
Hey.
funny is I can still get sunburned.
Well, of course you can. That's
Yeah, you
ridiculous to
can.
think you couldn't. It's not protection. That's actually something I always have to remind people around me who are darker skinned. They're like, I'm not wearing any sunscreen. And I'm like, you're still going to burn. You're
you
still
still
going
can
to.
get cancer.
Yeah,
This is still Colorado.
yeah. I mean,
Colorado hates all of us.
I grew up in Florida, so like Florida there, like everyone's like, oh, it's like, you know, it's lower to the ocean, blah blah blah, and like I'm sitting there talking to people from that are from Colorado originally, and they're going to go to Florida, and I'm like, yeah, wear sunscreen. They're like, but it's low elevation.
Right?
Like, wear
All of us
sunscreen.
Coloradans are like, but it's low elevation. It'll be fine. We won't
It'll be
die.
fine. It'll be fine. You don't get the UVs directly like you do here. I'm like, fine. They come
Okay.
back, they're lobsters.
You
Yeah.
They're
do.
lobsters. Ugh. But then again, Florida has some really weird hacks when it comes to Disney World. So,
Yeah.
like, if you ever go, wear a bathing suit underneath your clothes when you're at Disney World. You'll thank me later. Especially if you're female.
There you go.
Yeah, I was going to thank you, but you know, I'm not female, so.
But if you're male, yeah, I mean, you can do that too. It's all good. Basically, what it is if you go on the water park, if you go on the water rides at Disney,
Oh yeah.
The bathing suit actually helps you drive faster if you get drenched.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But usually when I go to Disney World, I like to ride I love the riverboat. You know, because I'm a weirdo and I like all kinds of big machines. So the bigger the machine I can get on, the better. So
That's what she
I like
said.
the riverboat. Yeah, exactly.
What? What
He was
did
just
you
waiting
say?
to fire something off.
She likes big machines.
We're just saying.
Ah.
We're just saying.
I'm sorry, like I'm just like not.
Just
Yeah.
not- she's not here to defend herself. Anyway, although she just makes stupid snark comments too, because that.
So,
Anyways,
so what's everyone's week going to be coming up?
I got to finish this. This painting has to be finished for the cover, and I'm actually pretty happy with where it's going at this point in time. I mean, I've got all the flames in now, which is cool. I have a picture of the Balrog over here, and I'm trying to like paint looking at the Balrog, and I'm like, I feel so inadequate. It's the Balrog staring down Gandalf, and I'm like, the painting is so good. So anyway, got to finish this. I'm going to start that 8-page so that I can get to it. I think I actually will tonight. I'm going to head on out and take that sketchbook. So my plan is to at least have the sketches ready. So at least maybe the 8-page sketches of it. That's my plan.
There you go.
And
There's a lot of gesticulating in this particular script. A lot of people who are waving their arms madly. So this could be a lot harder than I expect it to be. I'm not a very animated artist, I've noticed, and that's actually something I wish to address. So we'll have to see.
Well, hey.
What about you,
Just so-
Pepper?
Well, after this, I'm gonna probably go right. Charge my iPad back up so that later today I can get some Earth Tau stuff done. Then,
Oh, is Earth Tau still a thing?
And
Yep.
they're
That's awesome.
actually gearing up to release at some point very soon here. They've got a release coming in, and I'm
That's so good
excited.
to hear. I just remember like helping them get artists by bringing them to RTG events, and everybody just kind of like you guys all like jumped in and helped out.
I have done like 17 of their cards now. It's ridiculous.
Is it all
I
the same
think I'm
people still,
on-
or is it
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
it's still
changed people?
Alex and Josh, and Jared joined them. So now Jared's part of their group.
That's awesome.
He actually
Yeah, I was about
is
to ask if
an
Jared was still part of
employee.
it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm so
Jared
happy
got
for you guys.
drafted.
What's up?
Jared got drafted.
Oh yeah, and I talked to
Yeah.
Alex. They're at about 80% now.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
they're doing really good.
they're
Nice.
doing awesome. I'm so proud of those guys.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. I'm so
They
happy
did,
that they're doing it still.
They did some test prints, and I think some of the designs that I did got into the test printing phase.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Guy, that fire is lit.
I'm having so much fun with the fire.
I had to come up with something.
but
But no, it looks
Well.
great. I'm really liking that
Yeah.
fire. That's looking really cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Um,
happy with it too.
yeah, no,
I think
starting.
the hard part's going to be his face. I'm just,
Yeah.
you could see that I'm clearly like avoiding it.
Hey, Pepper's trying to talk, man. Have some
Right.
respect.
Right?
I was about
Fine.
to say the same thing, but
I got you,
It's
boo.
fine.
I got you.
so okay, so you're doing Earth Tau. What else?
Yeah. So I have to do. I have to do my next round of fills for my paint that I started filling for test
Raph?
pans. No, I already did Raph's paint. His is every Monday, like clockwork now, because
Wow.
that's on how long it takes for his paint to dry.
Yep.
Well, aren't you special?
And
I am. I rode the short bus to prove it, and I have a helmet.
Yay.
Yay. So I have that, and then I have to really, like, tomorrow I have to basically crack down and like basically do like a page a day of campfire stories to get
Nice.
everything done by the end of May.
Like when you say
Um,
page a day, just so I have more of a reference.
So
Are you doing
everything
it
is-
from pencils to colors, or are you just doing pencils?
So what I'm
pen-
doing is I have a 2-part thing. We're going to be relaunching Campfire Stories, and I'm saying Campfire Stories because we're just eliminating the long title,
That sounds fair.
and we're relaunching it as a new number 1, and we're gonna basically do part 1 and part 2, and then when part 2 is done, which should be later this year, we're going to be doing a Kickstarter to have both of them in the same book, because it's going to be an over 50-page book, and then we'll have bonuses.
So are you
depending
doing
on
a
how much money we get.
revision, or are you just taking off from where you left
So,
off?
so basically, the first one was a test. It was
Yep.
it was a good story about Aunt Gal, but we realized very quickly, like, I need some like ADHD medication or something like that.
Yeah, it's rough.
Because like I need to stay focused and stuff, but also at the same time make money. So it's like one of those things of, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing? Making money or doing my passion project? And so I've been choosing making money over all my passion projects, and now I have like severe delays on all my passion stuff. So
Over here
yeah,
too.
All of us
and
are
I
sitting
think-
there going, "Oh,
I
we've
think
heard
all
that.
of
Oh, we
us-
feel
all
this
of us
so
are
bad."
kind of, at that point right now because of the pandemic and everything like that. So I just need to get it done. I'm going to have it printed and sent out to the place I'm going to have an event at the end for Pride Month in June.
Nice.
And me and my husband are supposed to be out there with them during that time, so it will make sense. And then we also talked about having some of them get graded.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So
You doing this with Jeff?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're still not sure if we're going to do that process because we don't want Jeff to pay the fees for that. Like I would like to know like if people are truly interested in that. And I think at this point like I'm looking at this artwork and I realize like hey, I really don't like my own artwork that I haven't finished yet.
That's fair. I think we all have that same process.
I know we all do.
Yeah. So so there's that, and then but yeah, like I have a lot to get done, and I think, like I said, like right after I'm done here, I'm gonna be going on my computer. I'm gonna be writing while my thing is charging, so that I can actually start doing that. And then I need to get some stuff done. Like I just need to start getting stuff done.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. This week it's just the sickness got to me really
The
bad.
sickness. The sickness.
The sickness got to me really bad. So I'm gonna pass the baton over to Raph.
What?
What? Your what hurts?
You're important
Like,
now.
what are
Start
your
talking.
plans for this upcoming week, sir?
Oh, I've got Earth Towel stuff to get going on. I've got to get this done today. The ledger art stuff that I'm working on. I've got to get that done today. I've got to get started on PIA again because, like you said, Passion Project just kind of got put on hold. So I got to get that one going, and it's scary because I'm looking at over 30 pages for that final book there of the season. Yeah, and
Nice.
Wow.
I need to talk. I got somebody in mind that I want to talk to and see if I can afford to pay them for a variance because I'm expecting to probably pay in the triple digits for that one, or the high triple digits, if not 4-digit.
At some point, you asked me if I'd do a variant. I'd love to do a variant someday,
Yeah,
which
I
would
will
be
be hitting you
cheaper
up.
than not triple digits. Well, no, I guess it would be triple digits because it'd be one. But anyway, actually,
Yeah.
I'd probably, honestly, to be fair, I'd probably do it for free. But that's okay. But don't tell you that.
All right, I'll make sure not to tell Raph. He's a
Yeah,
stiff.
don't tell Raph that.
Now, the guy I want to talk to is a guy I've been a fan of his art for a while, and he's a pretty big name, so it'll probably be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
If I
All
can
right,
nail him.
Raph, I'll do it. You had to twist my arm, but
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
I was talking about Bob.
Oh, damn.
Oh man. Actually, to be fair though, Bob's work is pretty stellar.
Bob's been
he's
doing really
got-
good lately.
I mean,
Yeah,
all
I've been
jokes
watching
aside,
his,
he's been kicking butt.
yeah,
I haven't
I've been
talked to
watching
him in a
his
while.
stuff that he's been doing in on Instagram. He's doing some really cool stuff lately.
I need to
Yeah.
drag him into this somehow. But you know,
usually
Bob,
rope is good for
he's-
dragging people, but
yeah, he's very low key. So, you know, he does the it sounds like a great idea, and then you never hear from him.
that's Bob.
And so Bob.
I say I lived with the guy for what, a year or two,
Yeah,
something like that. Like, yeah, that's Bob.
that's Bob. We love him though.
Oh yeah,
Just
totally.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I've got another project that I got to get done by Wednesday. So that's kind of what my week's going to be.
Cool.
That's
Sounds
a
exciting.
lot of things.
Yeah, so I guess we can go with Colton. I guess.
Yeah, we'll go with Colton. But I got a quick question for you there. If you're spending, so I've noticed that I'm spending too much time sitting in this chair. I think it's actually affecting my lower spine because I think I'm getting sciatic nerve problems. I've been suffering from leg cramps at night and really bad leg cramps at night. And I feel like it has something to do with with the sciatic nerve. So I noticed that both of you guys have a ton of desk time ahead of you. How are you guys dealing with that? Are you just hoping that you're young and not going to suffer in like 10 years? Because
No, because I'm not young. I'm going to be 46 this year.
Oh, yeah.
So no, I get up. I do a lot of
You're-
stretching. I have
Okay,
a
that's fine.
pull-up bar. I have some bands, and then I actually joined Planet Fitness.
Okay.
So yeah, I try to stay active and I try to do a lot of stretching because this isn't.
I bought a
Fun.
bike. You can't
That'll
see
do
it,
you.
but it's right back here. I have an
I see
exercise
it.
bike,
I see it.
and now
It's
what
like
I've been
Wonder
doing,
Woman's. It's invisible.
yeah, it's in my invisible bike. But what I've been doing with that is this last week, I've been trying to spend one YouTube video's length pedaling on the bike. I'm following this YouTuber who she's fluent in Japanese and English, and she thinks like I do. She does like, well, we say this in English, but the reason we say this in Japanese, let's break this down. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, we were
see,
talking about
that's
that
what I
last
needed.
time.
Yeah, I love that. So I've been following her, and I just watching. She's got like 1,000 videos, so it's good. I've got many days worth of, like a couple of years that it's going to take me to watch all of her videos, and I'm learning stuff about Japanese that I had no idea. But I mean, like things that I knew instinctually I was supposed to say, but didn't know why. And it's actually been kind of cool. So that's what I've been trying to do, because I'm worried. I'm worried that we're like going to become like blobs. I'm already sort of a blob.
So
Do you mean like the
so
people in
Wally?
Wall-E?
Yeah.
like in Wall-E.
That's
So-
okay. That takes a couple generations. We'll be long dead by then.
Right?
Hopefully.
I think it was they depicted it at like 10 generations out in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor with my kid, and the doctor's like, here's his vaccination schedule, and stuff like that, and da. And he was like, by the way, we've got the vaccination schedule all the way out to 2070. And I'm like,
Damn.
I will be 98. I'm not taking you to that vaccination. You're on your own. And I'm like, jeez, like all the way. And that's the first time that I've ever really kind of been struck that my child has a long time ahead of him, long past me. Because I doubt
Yeah.
seriously I'm going to see 2070. I mean,
Well, it's kind of like Bill's birthday. It was a milestone birthday. Bill turned 40 this
Right.
past Tuesday.
Oh, he's still
And,
young.
Oh, I
he's
know.
a youngin'.
But you can't say much. You were only 6 when he was born.
Right. I was 8.
You know, and the thing is like we've been going through the adoption process. So like for us, it's like it like finally hit like, oh dude, like we're gonna have to jump on our next child right away. Like
I
we
try to
can't,
do
like-
that regularly because he runs around a lot. So the only way to really stop him is to just jump on him.
yeah. Yeah, but like he wanted a baby, and I was just like,
Yeah.
this is the baby.
This is
like,
it.
And then I'm like, it would have been a lot simpler if we just went with a different route, like maybe an older kid. But no, still a baby. Still wants to be a baby.
That's the discussion that my wife and I had about 2 years ago. Was the window's closing? Do we want to have another kid? And
Yeah.
we decided one was enough. I have adopted enough other children out there.
I was about to say, a lot of other. Yeah, I would say
So
you technically have other kids.
I have a ton of kids. I don't need to worry about it. My one biological one takes up a lot of my time, and it's good. I'm happy. I don't know how Raph does it with 7,000 kids, but that's a thing.
Probably as gracefully as my parents.
Although to be fair, his kids are pretty cool. I like.
They're not
hanging
pretty
with
cool.
his
They're friggin' amazing, and you
kids.
know it.
I like hanging. With your kids are good, man.
Well,
I like
I've
your
come to the
kids.
realization that any of Raph's family members, extended family, Christina's family, are much cooler than Raph. So
Oh, there's that.
Yep.
I just like the smile. Like,
Right? He's like, I accept that.
But I'm pretty, so I'm okay.
you have to have at least one thing
Well-
going for you.
well, Christina had to marry you for something.
I like that.
You cut off all
Something.
your hair, Raph?
Yeah. He did.
Yeah. Back in November, I actually shaved my head completely.
Did you?
Yep.
I kept thinking about doing that.
I'm
but
looking at you and going, I don't know. I don't know if I can. I can't picture it. It's all
Yeah, I'm
good.
in that
Raph
messed up
is-
stage right now, so watch.
I saw like a little bit of it.
I like it.
I saw a little bit of it back when Christina like something and you could see that his head was shaved. I was like, that's weird. that's a little weird.
Especially because he was just
I
letting
had
it
only
grow.
like I had only seen him like shave like sides of his head at that before that, like not all of it. So, but I get why. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I don't think I would ever look good with a shaved head. I think I just look weird, and so I'm okay with that. But some people look awesome
Yeah.
with shaved.
I would say the one thing you got going for yourself, Guy, though, I can always see, like, at least your head's round.
Yeah.
You at least will have that instead of the whole cone head thing going.
Well, that's the problem. That's the reason why I got this. Is because if I don't have a beard of some sort, I look like I'm 20 years old with gray hair, and people are like, "What's the deal with you, dude?" I'm like, "Well,
Stress.
I'm very stressed out."
Yeah.
Although I do like the idea that my hair is already pre-dyed. Or like pre-bleached. So now I'm thinking about like dyeing it blue or something ridiculous.
Do it. Do
I
something
really
random.
want to. Blue would be cool.
I want to dye my hair, but I still have to get
If you're gonna dye your hair, Guy, I'm just gonna say this right now. Compare the color to your skin tone.
Yeah. Yeah, but
You
I mean,
don't
like,
necessarily want to do a blue
like this
color
shade
that
of
will
blue right up
clash.
here would be really cool. This shade of blue up there would be nice, like a
Yeah,
darker
it's-
blue, like a medium to a dark blue. I think I'd go with that.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
wanna
guys,
see it.
it's 11 o'clock.
What's
We've
that mean?
managed to actually have a full show.
It's actually
I really
11:05.
Yeah. Well, we were rattling.
Shut up, Colton.
And we were abusing Raph, which is sort
Yeah.
of a pastime. So there's that. Of course, he abuses us too. So I think it's like a everybody pastime kind of thing,
I don't know what you're talking about.
right?
Raph isn't abusing us. Raph is just showing us that he contemptually likes us.
Sure, we'll got that.
Put yourself too high on the pedestal there.
Yeah, I was about to say that was I don't know. Hey, Colton, real quick, what's your plan for the
Yes.
week?
So I'm in finals weeks now.
Yeah.
So what finals weeks at my school means is we pretty much start prepping everything for the final. It's 4 weeks of prep and building and doing all that stuff. Like this 3D modeling class, they also toss like little tiny projects at us during it too, just to keep us making new stuff all the time.
Right.
This week is creating, getting all of our references together for the final, which is going to be like a medieval. We're actually finally building a scene and then learning how to do UV mapping and stuff like that, which is what I've been waiting for. And that's the skin. For people that don't know what that is, it's the skinning process of the 3D modeling. So like actually giving these bricks and things like that actual texture and make them look like bricks, hard surface texturing and stuff like that.
People
and that's what
for a long time have probably seen me do UV mapping back with Blender.
Yeah.
When I was wrapping the ship.
Exactly. Stuff like that.
I use UV mapping really strictly for trying to make it look like a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, people will do it that way too. I actually want to go more the hands-on route and actually color out my own stuff and actually do my own pieces and stuff like that. And I want to go that route. And it's just once we get to that portion, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
but
I find it interesting that they're going for UV mapping with you guys and not procedurals.
I think I don't know what the difference is between those personally.
A procedural is just you assign like the bricks there, you would assign it a mathematical formula that makes it look like stone.
So you can do it I've seen past projects and you can do it in a few different ways. You can go do the picture way, go out, take your own pictures, and then just push them onto the piece on the objects you're trying to get them on. Or I'm going to try and see if my teacher's okay with, and if he can give me the little bit of push to understand how to do it in the art way. So I can be, in better words, more dangerous in the field of already knowing how to do that and actually be able to get jobs that way.
So a procedural would be like, so you take like a black and white static picture.
Yeah.
So just looks like static, like create noise from Photoshop, and you apply that into a procedure, which then applies that as your bump map for the brick. So then it makes it bumpy. And then you apply another procedure that puts like a cloud pattern-ish. So you get kind of a light and dark procedure going over it, so that you kind of get it's in other words, instead of making the brick by taking a picture of a brick, you generate sort of a random brick-ish type texture through the bump maps, through procedural maps. The maps that come through aren't pictures of a brick, but rather they're different sections of different randomly generated things, procedures.
Yeah.
So I hate it personally because I never use it, because I always try to make everything like I want the lines and the sides of my ship so that you can see that. But I mean, I had to go through that in school, and I hated procedurals because it's all math, and I hate math. And I'm not. If I wanted to be a mathematician, I wouldn't have been an artist. That's my feeling.
I get that.
Anyway,
totally get that.
I didn't mean to interrupt there on that. I did mean to interrupt, but I meant to be shorter about it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing that we're doing right now in school. Past that, I'm on that rotoscoping animation project, which I need to really, once I get a little bit more free time, I need to jump on those environments and get the environments going for those guys.
Right.
A little bit more than what we already currently have. And then what else is there? I need to do that. I need that. Might be taking a quick 3-day vacation.
To Japan?
Let's see. I wish.
I know, right? I'm seeing all that stuff that Gerard's posting and that Kundi is posting, and I'm like, oh,
I know.
Are they in Japan?
No, it's yeah. Well, yeah, they're posting like how much they miss Japan and what they actually like once the quarantine's over and all that stuff. Like they want to all go traveling again. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might be heading back in 2023. That's the
at
this point.
We were talking about that. I would love to do that
I'm
too.
scared to go now because I don't want to grow a third leg or fourth arm.
For what?
All the radiation because of the freaking nuclear things.
Did I tell you that I have a pamphlet that they gave me at my school?
Oh, yeah.
It says Fukushima Daiichi is absolutely safe. I still have it. I kept it. I swear. Wow. It's so funny because, of course, Fukushima Daiichi is in Ibaraki, and that's the prefecture I was in. And so they had put out pamphlets on all of our desks at all of our schools. And I kept it because I'm like, hey, this is all about a nuclear reactor. This is cool. And so I kept it. And then now I look back at it and I'm like, this is all about Fukushima Daiichi. And it did blow up, and it did make an exclusion zone. And well, I'm keeping this because it's worth something. I'm sure everybody else threw theirs away. But I kept mine. And so
that's awesome, though. I would keep it too. It's like a little souvenir.
Right. The truth is that I got a ton of people who I know who live not very far from Fukushima Daiichi, and they're fine. And they're checking their radiation levels, and they're checking all that stuff. So it's.
Oh, no. I know that people are fine. It's crazy because it's got higher radiation levels than Chernobyl.
Yep. And it will.
I know, but you're also
when it first went off.
I don't know. That's all of Japan, but.
No, it's not. But
it's just
not very big.
Yeah, which is still it's fine. But I mean, like, there's so much more places to go see and do in Japan over there, besides there. But like, oh my god, I want to go back so bad. It's worth every penny. But so story for that is my friend is possibly moving out to Pennsylvania, and needs a road buddy. So probably for 3 days, when my 3-day vacation comes up that I have at work, I'm just gonna jump in the car. We're just gonna go and then I'll just fly back, and I'm completely okay with that. It just gets me out of Colorado for a bit, gets me away from my desk and doing something different that I'm not used to.
Yep.
Or at least not used to nowadays. But that's one of my plans right now. But past that, it's just getting these projects put together for school. I should have everything done hopefully tomorrow. Usually Saturdays are like my gung ho, get it all done, turn it in. Sundays are the like, oh, I forgot this, and just do it as much as possible. Because it's all due. Everything starts Monday, ends on Sunday. I just have to have it all turned in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's primarily that all I can think of. I mean, I have a lot of pet projects I would love to get back on and start working on again.
I'm not worried about that. We're
But
going to head into summer here, at which time you'll be freed up a lot more. And so
that's what I'm planning on. Is as soon as I get that free time, and also like these conversations, talking to you guys and working like all this stuff, like it really does help on getting you motivated to actually get back into doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Like I have a lot of stuff I have in my wheel well that needs to start worked out. So we'll get there.
I like how you took Wheelhouse and moved it to Wheel Well.
Yeah.
That's a much more entertaining thought process. He just sticks everything in the wheel well of his car.
Yeah.
Drives around. It's all getting like meshed up.
Gets grinded up a little bit. It's fine.
Grinded up. Like I said, I'm into chaos all of a sudden. I don't know what my problem is. So I'm all about this plan suddenly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Sweet.
I'll just chalk it up to you became friends with my husband.
Right.
Sweet. I did.
I was going to say,
Awesome.
It's actually kind of funny how much we're all embedded in each other's worlds so much.
Hey,
you know, it's a thing.
We all know good people. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Well, except for Raph, you know.
What?
He's not even, right. He didn't even take the bait, man.
He's not even listening.
He's not even
I know
listening.
better than to take the bait from you.
Listen to his lo-fi beats and all that stuff.
Right, exactly.
He's a master at baiting.
You know, just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna-
Are you a master? I'm joking. No, I'm not going to go there.
I was going to say the 12-year-old
already
in
did.
all of us. Here we go. Here we go. All of us and our internal 12-year-olds.
I just had to say it. I just had to say it because it was right there.
It's just
I mean-
hanging there, waiting. It was waiting,
Low hanging fruit.
right?
Sitting there in your face.
Well, folks, thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And I'm hoping you guys all be here next Friday too, and we'll just keep doing this because this is a lot of fun. And I
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah, I gotta work around Christina's meetings and stuff because she'll be on her Zoom as well. So
yeah, and obviously we don't want to disrupt Christina or Bill for that matter, because Bill's also in a number of meetings. So
Yeah, he's in one right now.
yeah,
I figure that's why you're in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You see me
Well,
in the
I
living
mean-
room, you pretty much know that I can't be in the office.
right.
You got kicked out of your work area.
To be fair, my wife is in a meeting right now too. She just happens to be actually at school at this point. So there's that.
Yeah.
It all is there. Anyway, so I'm glad that you guys could all join me. And for everybody else, on Monday I will be doing a Springs comic. So if you guys want to join me for my Springs Monday, you guys can all join me at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and I will be doing that. And then next week, Tuesday, I think I'm going to continue with Silver Pentacle, trying to get this cover done. And then Wednesday will be Watercolor Wednesday, and I'll have Pepper and whoever else wants to join me, Colton, Raph, if you guys want to join us for watercolors, we can do that on Wednesday too.
Sweet.
I
I'll
will
see what I can
probably
do.
be planning on making watercolors. I'll probably not Raph's watercolor. I won't do that one on air again.
Again,
But what I will probably do is I will probably do the Poppy watercolor on air. The main reason why is that is a Japanese style pigment creation, because it is highly water soluble, and it is one of those pigments that I found to be rather unique in the sense of when it's created.
fair.
I'm curious now.
Yeah, I'm
It-
curious too. I'm gonna look forward to Wednesday. It's gonna be a cool show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm like all curious about this.
To put a long story short, I will explain the difference between Japanese style watercolors and traditional watercolors. Because
I'm
they are
really interested now because I feel
they're
like I
two
want to
different
head towards.
binders.
Yeah, I want to head towards more of a Japanese style, all the things. So,
Yeah.
also, I will be rearranging my blue palette to fit the Miyazaki palette that we've been talking about because I went to Michael's and I was like, I could just pick up some. No, I can't because I really don't know which ones I need. And so,
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
know
try
what?
to-
If you're gonna go to Michael's, I'm just gonna. You need to plan it with me, and I will go with you.
I'm okay with that plan.
We will go together. We will go to Michael's, and we will pick out the paint.
And
Let's
we
have a
Because if you
Michael's
get
day.
caught-
Michael's together. Yep.
If you get Winsor Newton Kaufman, I will kill you.
Okay, that's fair.
You guys, there is a Gyrie's up here that has really good selection. On
Yeah, I was gonna say
watercolors.
we might go to Gyrie's because there's a Gyrie's up at 88.
And they're Daniel Smith's, the ones I like. They're on sale right now.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Yeah,
Also,
I don't.
Shauna used to work there before she moved out to California, which was cool.
She worked at the one. Hi,
Hi,
Christina.
Christina.
I love being Christina Hand.
Talk to the hand. Talk to the Christina hand.
She worked at the one off Colorado and I-25, I thought.
But she
No,
transferred.
she was on 80th.
She transferred up to the 80th one when the
Oh, yeah, she
lady
went
who
up
was
there
working there
before she
before,
moved.
Amy.
Yeah.
Amy was awesome. Amy was really cool. She taught me how to she taught me the difference between warm press and cold press paper
Oh, cool.
because I kept reading it and I didn't understand it. And she was the one who was like, well, if you like more chaotic stuff, go cold press. And I'm like, yep, I'm in. Because warm press is too smooth. It doesn't have enough tooth. And I really wanted the big toothy paper so that whenever I put down paint, it like does all that fractally stuff. And
That's
she
why
was
I
the
like
one
my
who,
Fabrino's cold press. It is so fun.
right? So I just buy
Was she-
total cold press all the time.
Hey, Guy, was she the older woman that was there?
No, I mean she was this.
Well, by older, I mean she was in our age range.
Yeah, our age range, yes.
Oh,
She
I
was
was like,
cool. She hooked me up with some cool paints, man.
Right.
nice.
And then when she left, because she had to transfer to the Boulder store, when she transferred to the Boulder store, then they brought in Shauna up from Colorado and I-25 store to that store. And so I walked in one day, I'm like, Shauna? And she was like, Guy?
Yeah, no, I always saw Shauna down at the one off Colorado because I always walked in there and she was there. I was like, oh, shoot, what's up, Shauna?
Right.
And that's when I found out back when she started working at that one that she was also she started going back to school too, right when I did.
Mm-hmm.
And she was actually going for the same thing at the time, which was visual development. But
Right.
she has always wanted to get into animation. She's always been an animator wanting to go into the animation field, which that's primarily where visual development title comes in, is animation and TV.
Right. I need
And
to bring her
then-
onto the show again. Because she
You
and
should.
I sat there and talked animation for like an hour. It was beautiful.
I know she's been really busy.
She has
trying
been
to figure
she's
out
been
stuff.
slammed, but
Yeah.
when she's unslammed, I'm hoping to bring her in because she is so
Yeah.
cool.
I would love to talk to her again to see how her experience is going and being in California and
Right.
like trying out this whole new adventure.
Mhm,
But, like,
mhm.
Yeah, me and her were talking like when every time I walk in, I talk to her for a bit, and yeah, it was cool seeing her again and all that stuff. But yeah, like it was just interesting that it's always funny when like you lose connection with someone and then you reconnect and find out that you guys are kind of doing the same thing.
right, right.
But
That's cool.
yeah, no, it was cool. I really enjoyed talking to her, and then I saw on Facebook that she moved up north, and I was like, I might not see you as often anymore because I don't get up there as often as I should.
We're just saying, you know,
Hey, I'm down to go get coffee and go to an art store with you guys.
right? That seems like a fun thing to do. We should do that. So maybe so I won't buy any watercolors without your permission, Pepper. But I will. But maybe what we'll do is get together and go to Kyrie's,
Yeah.
because that would be a good option. And I think that Raph's right. that would be the better option all the way across the board than Michaels. As much as I adore Michaels, it really is when I'm looking for the McDonald's of art supplies.
Menninger's actually has like Holbein paint single serve, but they don't have the 5 mil. They only have the 15 mil.
Right.
Which
And I'm trying not
like,
to spend $700 trying to fill all of these.
I mean, and I know Guy Reese, they sell the 5 mils.
Right. I mean, because frankly, I would rather give you the money to fill in the ones that I need than to. So I'm not looking for really expensive watercolors to fill in the rest of this pet project that I've got. So that's
what we could also do is we could also go through the paint colors and actually see what I could actually make.
That's also an option.
That's another show that we can do. But
I'm only missing like 3. Then maybe I'll have you make those 3 because that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm missing 12, then I'm going to go fill them in with just random paints from somewhere else. But I promise not to get to a way that will get you to kill me.
I also just remembered as well, like I have a paint set, a watercolor paint set that's supposed to be completely vegan, earth friendly from a professional paint maker, not like a hand bind one, like one of the ones that are like right up there with M. Graham, Da Vinci. Actually, it's Da Vinci paint, but it's they're right up there with like M. Graham, Daniel Smith, Holbein, and all of that level. And I'm getting that kit on Monday.
Okay.
And that could instead of making paint, that could be a fill.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm still what I'm really gonna want from you is all my skin tones. I want them all to be uniform. I don't want to have varying skin tones through, especially since I have a wide diversity of skin tones in my upcoming comic. I really need to like set them in. This is exactly this character's skin tone. Exactly what you did with Chang. You know, I'm going to need that for Mayrel. I'm going to need that for everybody. So
yeah, I think I've provided you 2 so far.
Yes,
2 or 3?
2. Yeah. So and that works. The chocolate one is really cool because I've got a character that's just dark like that, and it works really well on his skin tones. So. But the Mayrel one's going to have to be sort of Middle Eastern in color.
That's the tricky one. That's the one that I have to figure out how to do without granulation.
Right.
Because granulating skin on humans is not always a flattering.
Now it won't look good. Okay, guys, it's now 11:30 coming up. So
real quick, though, just to kind of go back, you refer to Michael's as the McDonald's of art supply stores?
I sort of feel that way.
Does that make Hobby Lobby the hamburger stand of art supply?
The Taco Bell. That is definitely the Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's pretty high class compared to what I can find at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, hamburger stand. You're right. Hamburger stand. Yeah, I go for Hobby Lobby.
You think Michael's is Burger King? Christina says Michael's is Burger King.
Yeah.
It's much better.
It works. It gets the job done, but certainly is not the best.
You go there for the quick stuff.
Yeah. I go there whenever I need junk brushes or because I can get like a package of like 50 brushes for $2 or whatever, but they're all junk, which is great because, you know, George has been walking off with all of my frickin' brushes. He loves that. I put the brushes on my paint puck and he'll come over and grab it and then I'll find it somewhere in the living room with half the bristles chewed off. And I'm like, damn it, cat.
He's helping you build texture with your brushes. He's trying to give you a different brush stroke.
I got better things to do with my life, man. I got better things to do with my life. Anyway, it's a cat. The cat does cat things. That's what cats do.
True. George is good.
And to be fair, he makes a good opening and closing credits for the show. So there's that.
Hey, he's got to do his part.
He's got to do his bit. So, okay, guys, let's go ahead and get going. I'm going to be heading down to the south part of town today. So I got to get prepped for that. But
all right.
I appreciate you guys all joining me. You guys are
Thanks
wonderful.
for the invite.
And I'll see you guys. However many of you want to show up for Watercolor Wednesday, only Pepper's required. So, you know. Pepper can't. Pepper's now like indentured, so he can't leave now.
Just remember, I'm saying this to Colton and to Raph. Don't ever sign a contract with this man.
Right. What really sucks is that I made you sign it in blood. You know, making you bleed was so difficult.
My
Was your
people don't
husband
sign
a notary?
contracts with white people anymore, so I'm good.
Right? You got over that at some point in time, didn't you?
And
I
you
got
went
things I could
dark.
say, but nope.
Like, oh no, I'm just sitting here going, let's see here. How could we get Raph back on that one? Okay, let's leave
I
that.
got plenty of things I could say, but that's gonna be a totally different conversation.
You know,
I'm just
it's so
gonna keep
funny
my
back
mouth
in the
shut
day.
over
I still
here.
remember like back in the day when Raph was like, come on, make jokes. And Christina's like, stop making him do that. She's like chewing on him for it. Like, haha, I got you in trouble with your wife.
Come on, say something. Say something.
You
Guy
may have
is an
got me in
innocent
trouble with it,
cinnamon
but I
roll.
got
Leave him
you
alone.
corrupted.
You go, what?
I may have gotten in trouble, but I got you corrupted.
That's pretty. That actually, to be fair, there is that. I do.
No, we
actually
always knew it was there, guy. We always knew it was
just
there. We were just
secretly
trying to
under
pull
the
it out.
surface. Yeah, secretly.
Raph just
right
tried
under-
harder than the rest.
Oh, I love you guys. Okay. I'll see you guys later. And for everybody else, as I always say, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Computer, good night.